everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Six Studios. And today we're going to be making something just a bit different, a bit more decorative and functional, if you would. Today we're going to be making this. Well, not this one, we're going to be making a new one, but this little number I like to call a chalk boat, because the shape of it kind of resembles that of a boat, and the vinyl on the top is a certain type of vinyl where you could actually write on it with chalk. Hence the name Chalk Boat. Gotta wake up pretty early in the morning and get one past me. At least 11. So in addition to writing the occasional note and or memo, it also has this cool little feature where you could actually use it as a key rack. Voila! I'm rivaling Tony Stark with this technology, folks. So I've actually made a few of these over the years. This just so happens to be the first one that I ever made, but the design from it was taken from something that was on the wall in a diner in Florida. But right now, we're here in New York, doing our best. But the cool part about this is that if we work at a steady enough pace, we could actually get it done in one day, or at the very least, in 1 week. So in changing it up and doing something different, what do you think, Daniel?
I think that's a good idea.
Who the hell is this guy?
I'm Daniel LYONS. I'm doing the music for this one. I'm the new guitarist.
What about me?
Well, you're the drummer.
He is. You are.
So you're firing me?
Well, since I'm technically not paying you, I don't know
Wait. We're gonna pay for this?
No.
You can't just make decisions like this and not tell me. I bought new sticks.
Well, we all know what happened to the last set.
Huh? Oh, real nice. Elvis over here got jokes.
Little drummer boy, a little cranky. Somebody get him a juice box.
Juice box. Get over here, you Elvis-looking prick. I'll give you juice boxes.
Why don't you
This is
just
going right up your
all
ass.
right?
That's your juice box.
Listen,
And then when
here,
you're on the
Ringo.
floor, knock the
I'm
out.
doing something
You wanna
here.
take some gas,
You're not.
around your
Take
body.
You just sit there,
Take a
look
bounce.
pretty,
Flip
do what you
it
want
on
to
ya.
do, but I'm
Watch
calling
you
the shots
go.
this time. You,
Being
little
golden
Ringo,
flames.
gotta
Slide you
take
up.
it easy.
That's
take
it.
Slow.
That's it.
Otherwise,
You're done.
I'll bust my guitar over your head. You just sit there playing your little tambourine and everything like that, while I make some actual music.
Hey, what's up?
Hey sis, what are you up to?
I'm just making some breakfast. What's up?
Cool, I'll be there in a minute.
I don't want to hear
Jumped it so
No.
far up.
Hi.
Where'd you come from?
Blame our parents. Can I borrow this real quick?
For what?
If you want to make an omelet, you gotta break some eggs.
I just did that.
That's not what I meant. I'll be right back.
Wait. You want eggs?
Yes, please. 4 egg whites, turkey, cheese. Thank you.
Hang on, you have my frying pan.
I'll be right back.
Prick.
What did
Done,
you just
man.
say?
These brand new sticks right up your ass. And that's the end.
Listen here. I don't have to take anything from you, alright?
So what are you gonna do about it, huh, pal? You
Wait.
huh? You gonna do
Stop talking for 1 second. Would
Yeah.
you stop for 1
That's
second?
what
I'm talking for
thought,
1
you
second.
little prick.
Don't you notice that he just walked behind you? I warned him.
Well, I'll certainly be feeling that later, that's for damn sure. Anyway, where were we? Oh, right. What do you think, Daniel?
I think I'm gonna need a helmet.
Oh, aye.
I mean, yeah, sounds good to me.
Let's get to work. Alright, so before we get to work, we're going to have to go over all the materials required for this build, starting with the template. Now the template is going to be split up into 3 parts. This first one is going to be for the base. That's going to be for the MDF board, which is right here. Next up is going to be the top portion, which is going to be for this grained wood. And we're going to split that into 2 halves, as you'll see. And last but not least, this is going to be for the chalkboard vinyl. Next up we have our MDF board, which is 3/4 inch thickness. Most of the time you go with a 1/2 inch. This is the only one that I could find though, so we make do. Next is the grained wood, and that's by a company called Woodpile Fun, or just Woodpile. Next up we have the chalkboard vinyl, which is by a company called Imagination Station. And then over here we have an assortment of hooks. I just grabbed a bunch because I wasn't sure what I was going to need. As you can see, there's a number of different styles. Each one kind of has its own unique look to it. And the cool part about this is that I actually have enough material so that I can make a second one. So throughout this video, I will be making 2. So I'll often be jumping back and forth, but the idea is the same. Okay, so the first step is going to be taking the template for the top half and then tracing it out onto both halves of the grained wood. Once that's done, we're going to cut the whole thing out with a jigsaw. Alright, so after the top half is cut, we're going to trace it onto the MDF board. Now the thickness of the MDF board could vary, but we want to use either 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch MDF. And the reason why we're using MDF instead of plywood is because the surface of the MDF is smooth. And that will be important a bit later on. Alright, so now that the top portion is cut out and traced, now it's time to glue it down. Now what's good about this is that you could use either contact cement or Loctite super glue. Both work just as good, although honestly I feel like the super glue has a little bit more bite to it, especially given that the MDF is very porous. It's going to be real simple. We're just going to Alright, so clearly the Loctite technique did not work. I guess it's too big of an area and it dried by the time I pressed it down, or I'm not really sure. So guess what? We're going to use contact cement. Back to work. Now with contact cement, the drier it gets, the stickier it gets, and it has a window between 15 minutes and 2 hours, I think. So given how porous the MDF can be, we'll give it about 20 to 30 minutes. Now apply to both the MDF half and the wood grain half. Alright, so now that both halves are officially cut out and glued down to the MDF board using contact cement, the next step is going to be taking our jigsaw and cutting this out and taking this project to the next level. Let's get to work. Alrighty, so now that we got these cut out, and it actually took a little bit longer than I thought it would, partly because of the thickness of the MDF. Be that as it may, we're going to take the orbital sander, and we're just going to sand along the edge, make it nice, even, and flush. This step's going to be a quick one, not that much to it. Let's get to work. Alright, so now that we sanded down all the edges and they're nice and flush, I went ahead and I drew the lines that's going to be for our pattern on the bottom half here. Now, is a pattern of any kind necessary? No. I just wanted it so it's not so flat, not so boring looking, just breaks it up a little bit, makes it more aesthetically pleasing to the eye. So what we're going to do now is take the wood burner and just score out these lines, and then after that we're going to pre-drill holes and just reinforce it with some screws. Right now we're going to work on reinforcing the wood that we just glued down, and we're going to do that by using 1-inch flathead Phillips wood screws. And what we're going to do is simply flip it around, take our original template, line it up, find where the middle is, and then we're going to mark it down at 1 inch and at 3 inches. And we're going to do that on both sides, top and bottom there, and then 2 more at the top. So then we're going to measure out this drill bit right there. Alright, so that's all lined up. And then we're just going to pre-drill holes into the areas that we already marked down. And then we're going to countersink it with this 5/16 inch bit. Alright, so now that we got the screws put into the back, it's now time to put the screws on the front. Now with these, you could really put them wherever you want, but as for me, I generally like to keep them round about 3 centimeters down. Now the hooks are going to be one of the last things to go on, but for right now, we're just going to be pre-drilling these holes just to get us started. Alright, so now it's time to work on the back, specifically the hooks. Now, normally, I would take this kind of hook right here, and I would place it right dead in the center, and that typically would be it. However, because this MDF board is 3/4 inch thick instead of 1/2 inch, makes it a lot heavier, a lot bulkier, and I'm kind of worried about the stability of it. So we're going to take 2 of these. One's going to be right there, one's going to be right there. Now this should be 1/3 of the way down, because once we measure it out, it brings us to 16.5. Now 16.5 divided by 3 is 5.5. And I only know that because my calculator just told me. Never mind. So if we just move this over a little bit, 5.5 and 5.5 is 11. Boom. Brings us exactly where we need to be. So we're going to pre-drill the holes, put that in, then we're going to twist baling wire onto both sides, and the back should be complete. Next step is painting. So for this one, let's go with actually a white. Yeah, we'll paint the whole thing white, and I'm thinking also on the edges and maybe on the inside, we do like a navy blue. Gives it a sort of nautical feel to it. And anytime I hear nautical, I think of Joe Pesci from Lethal Weapon 4.
Anytime people get around boats and water, everything becomes freaking nautical.
By painting it white, all of those details will actually come to the forefront and should pop very nicely. Alright, the painting is all done, and right now we're going to focus on the top portion, which is going to be this chalkboard vinyl by Imagination Station. Now you saw me painting the white chalk boat, but you didn't see me paint this one. And this one I used a matte acrylic paint called Rose Chalet. I like the look of it. Kind of reminds me of Easter. So for the chalkboard vinyl section, we're going to take our top template and we're going to just trace it out and then cut it. Now most vinyl, you just peel off the back and stick it down. I don't exactly trust the adhesive on this vinyl. So what we're going to do is take an Elmer's glue stick and just go over that first, just to reinforce it. So now we're going to focus on the shelf that we cut out. Now to do this, we're just going to put a line of hot glue right in there, and then we're just going to wedge it in. And then starts the process of gluing down the rope. Now with the rope, we're going to be doubling up on the edge like so, and then after that, we're just going to be wrapping it around, hot gluing it as we go. Alright, so now that the ropes have been glued down on both, we've officially arrived at the next step, the final step, and that is the key hooks. Now for the rose one, we actually have a double hook, and for the white one, we have a singular one with a looped end. And what we're going to be doing for the both of them is, for the white one, we're going to be dry brushing on a silver, and for the rose one, we're going to be dry brushing on a gold. I think that the silver and gold will complement these two colors nicely. So we do the dry brushing, we screw them down, and then we are officially done. Let's finish up. in print, that's a wrap on the chalk boat. Or the 10 Commandments. Like I said, something different, but hopefully you guys were able to get something out of it. And if not, I thank you for watching anyway. And special thank you to Daniel Lyons for serenading us today.
Thanks, man. This was fun.
Yeah, man, glad you were able to join us. You're welcome here anytime.
Ugh. Speak for yourself.
Still pissy about the whole frying pan thing, huh?
I swear I'm gonna get you back for this. Keep one eye open, prick.
Yeah. Anyway, so thank you very much for watching, and if you like this video and want to check out more, you can find all our social media pages right down here. And as usual, stay weird
And stay tuned.